AM 1430 KRGI 105.5 FM. Good morning. I'm Brian Gallagher. This is Community Connection. It's brought to you by Cornhusker Toyota Honda, Nebraska's only combined Toyota Honda dealership. Thursdays, we turn our focus to education. We have, on behalf of Grand Island Public Schools today, Dr. Toni Palmer, who's going to talk about the Summer Task Force. First, welcome back. How's things?
Hi, Brian. It's great to be here. We're in the summer mode, so kind of an exciting time.
So the summer mode includes Summer Task Force work. Tell me about that.
Well, we have about probably approximately or even over 250 educators, teachers, staff members that come in across all grade levels and different programs and services to work on curriculum and instruction, making sure that we're prepared for the next school year. So it's kind of an exciting time to engage a lot of our teachers in a process where they get to kind of be the experts in helping us really develop curriculum for this next year.
I would imagine that can be a very valuable time for everybody involved, but then as a result for all of the classrooms too, because you are literally laying out the plan with people that have the experience, have an understanding of how all this works, but now they're not dealing with the day-to-day challenges and let's call it interruptions that do happen.
That is so true. And, they're coming in with that experience of how, what was effective this last year when they were implementing, using the high quality resources that we have, but also just really focusing in on the standards. And so they've had an opportunity to experience that last year, bring that expertise to this work and provide those revisions and those updates for this next year. So how we're really thankful and grateful for their leadership coming in over the summer to do this work.
When you take a look at that, especially with the academy structure that is in place for Grand Island Senior High, it's really important to make sure these foundations are laid well in advance.
Yes, absolutely. And it really gives teachers kind of that roadmap to, throughout the year to make sure that our kids have access to the standards, to the learning that they need in order to be successful and meet those desired outcomes. So they really think about it not just, in a middle of the road sense, but as they think about all kids, they want to build in some of those scaffolds and those supports for students as well during this time.
Is this something that begins as soon as classes end and you shift into this summer mode?
Yeah, we started, I think, that next week we started with some science task force, and then our ELA folks came in. Math met for a week and a half because we have some new math standards. You actually have to go in and revise the curriculum to support that. So a ton of work has been happening so far already.
As this goes on, do you have standards meetings where you look back and say, okay, how have we done so far? Are we happy with this, or is this something you do the whole process and then take a look at it?
Yeah, it's really part of the process. The data is really important. It helps guide where we might need to focus some of that work, some of the revisions. We look at our assessments, say, where did kids do well? Where did kids struggle? And is it because of the assessment, or is it because of the learning that we had planned during that time? And so that's where they can really, that's the power of the teachers coming together and actually talking through that information.
We're talking with Dr. Toni Palmer from Grand Island Public Schools. Summer Task Force work is underway to help set curriculum and make sure that things are laid off in a good situation as they get ready for the brand new 2023-2024 school year. Is there a projected stop date, or is this something where you go through and say, okay, we need a little bit more here, okay, we've wrapped up that area? Or is there a date where you say, okay, this is the deadline, we need to be done?
Yeah, it's an ongoing process. It's really a cycle that they go through. So it starts, a 7-year adoption. When the state decides to adopt new standards, we have to go back through, look at those standards and make sure that we are aligned to those standards in our instruction and how we're using our resources. And so there is a cycle of this work. It does, we've been in the cycle for 3 or 4 years, and it is just about revisions and updates that the teachers have to do, so they may not have to meet for as long in the summer to do that. We also get feedback from teachers throughout the year. So as they're using it, they can say, wow, this really, wow, we got a lot of learning out of this, or we might need to go back and revise this. So they use that feedback as well.
For the current Summer Task Force work project, though, do you feel like you're off to a good start in regards to progress and being able to be on task?
Yeah, oh, it's been amazing. Our teachers are amazing. Our curriculum coordinators have done a fantastic job just planning and preparing for this day or for this time with the teachers. So they really set the stage and create the environment for the teachers to do the work and supporting them in that process. So kudos goes out to them. Without their planning, it would be really difficult to be efficient in the process.
Sounds like it's off to a good start. Here's hoping it comes out as a good finish, too. So do you have a projection as to when this could be done?
Yeah, we'll probably wrap things up towards the end of July. I think science is one of our last elementary science is our last groups to meet here at the end of July, and then of course we'll continue to get feedback and do some revisions throughout the year if needed. But for the most part, they'll be ready to go. And a lot of the teachers that show up for task force actually do the launch and the professional learning that happens on that August 7th day when all the teachers are back, just to show them like, here are the updates, here are the things that changed, here's what you want to tune into as you're planning forward.
We're just weeks away from getting started all over again. Wow, that calendar just keeps on turning. Dr. Toni Palmer, on behalf of Grand Island Public Schools, thanks for the update on Summer Task Force. Find a way to have some free time this summer, though, okay?
I will. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Toni. Good morning from AM 1430 KRGI 105.5 FM.